You know, I love the club. It's the reason I'm here. It's taught me so many lessons, and I can talk about it in a positive way and an honest way for the rest of my life. You know, in a community or in a town, your role models are the people that you deal with, that are in your face, that you talk to, that you can ask questions to, not necessarily some basketball player or actor on screen. So I had great role models, Billy Thomas and all the gentlemen that worked with us, going all the way back to when I first joined in 1959. Yeah, in our club, I think Billy Thomas started it in our club. He would go put up all the pennants. When anybody went away to college, they brought back their pennant and they would put it up on the wall, and it was actually the hallway going into the gym. So after a while, they're getting more and more and more, and it allowed you to imagine, you know, places that you'd never been to or thought about. Like we had a guy who actually played in the NBA, Gus Williams, won a championship with the Seattle Supersonics back in the 70s, and he went to USC. And I would look at that pennant and I was like, wow, California, I wonder what they do out there. You know, Notre Dame and this one and that one. It was a way to make you dream bigger than your 4 square blocks. Boys and girls clubs, great futures start here.
Hi there, welcome to our children. Today I have 2 guests, very interesting guests I'd like you to meet. First of all, my name is Beverly Gilchrist, and this is Chris Lang, and he's from the Youth Huddle at National Action Network, better known as NAN, and this is his mother, Catherine, who is one of the parents that all parents need to meet. I mean, what she has produced over here is amazing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you once again. Thank you.
Yes. My questions are going to you, Chris, first of all.
Okay.
First of all, where'd you get that cool hat?
Well, I went to see a movie called Chirac, a Spike Lee joint. And after that movie, instead of going to having an after party, they went to march for all the gun violence and things. So that's how I met Nick Cannon and Spike Lee.
Ooh. Yeah. Great. And so you got the hat. They gave you the hat?
Yes.
Wonderful. Tell me about...
And he hasn't put it down since.
No kidding. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I hasn't put it down
Well,
yet.
it's a nice hat. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Tell me about the Huddle. How did you come to join the Huddle?
Well, I came to join the Huddle by I call her my big sister, Victoria Pinnell. She invited me to the Huddle, and the first time I came, I really didn't think, I thought something of it, but I didn't really understand until I had to come there a few times, and then I got the vibes, and I started to like it.
What do they do there that's so interesting to you? And you're 9 years old, so...
Yeah.
You know, I think you're about the youngest one at the Huddle? Almost?
Yeah, almost, yeah. So, instead of dinner break, I would the interesting part is where we meet up and we do our prayer. And then, we get into, a real Huddle discussion. And I like when, I could, go up there and share what the best news, the great news I ever did since last Monday to this Monday of that time, to share how I did. And my mom, she supported me by saying, well, I had a lot of 3s on my report card, and I have 1, 2 for my character report card.
That's pretty good. 3s. I think the highest you can go is 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom, how do you feel about your son?
Oh, wow. You know, watching his progression as far as behavior-wise, and his academics are great.
Yes.
But, you know, sitting in the parent-teacher conference and his teachers are saying, whatever you're doing on the outside, keep doing it. So I have to give big ups to the Youth Move Huddle, you know, and we're there on a consistent basis every Monday night. You know, the vibe is just so positive, and it's for the youth. My youth is 35 and under, to just come in and just learn about what's going on and, you know, get them involved in the action. And that's what we try to do. You know, we get them to be guests on shows such as the Gilchrist Experience. Thank you again. And just do all kinds of things in the community and abroad.
That's great. That's
yeah.
great. I know that the both of you are very active. I know you take them around a lot of places. You keep them quite busy.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and I think that's a good remedy. You know, you keep a track of him, and he gets to have a lot of experiences. Right now, he's over here winking. I don't know
That's
what.
why they call it the Gilchrist Experience.
Well, the show is called Our Children. Gilchrist Experience is Winston Gilchrist's show, my husband. But you have been on my show. Now, this is your second time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Julian was here interviewing you, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking and hoping that maybe Chris will have his own show. Well, he'll use my show to give a show of his own.
Yes.
And it's all under the frame of Our Children.
Our Children.
Yes.
great. Yes.
Yeah. And he's ready. He's really ready. So now, let me ask you a question about politics a little bit. If you were old enough to vote, who do you think you might vote for?
I would vote for, if I was old enough, I would vote for Bernie Sanders, but I have to give it to Hillary because not only I met her and I know of her, but I heard my mom, she loves her and she's been following her for a few years. So if my mom likes something and I pick up that mindset on where she's coming from, then I might like somebody too, unless it's my point of view. And my point of view is not always good. But this time she really hit it on the nose
Hit it on the
with
nose.
my questions I asked her and the responses I got.
From Hillary? You spoke
Yes.
to Hillary Clinton?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Did you talk to her for a long time, or where did you get a chance to talk to her? Where were you?
MSNBC.
Yeah.
Actually, Al Sharpton was actually interviewing her for her presidential candidate thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I met her after they got off the interview and they had the tape still rolling.
Yes.
And then I introduced our president and I introduced my mom and everyone else and then I introduced myself. They were each gonna ask questions, but I was like, I gave them that look. Yeah, I gave them that look and they knew to fall back and I asked her some 12, 13, 14-year-old responses. Asked her,
What did you ask her?
I don't really know, but I only knew one. I asked her, so the people that have like mental illnesses or something wrong with them, what will you do with them? Would you send them right to jail or prison for a long time and get hurt there? Or would you send them to a hospital to get taken care of? And depending on how they did, would they be free or would they have to pay the consequences?
Right.
And she said, we'll most likely put them in the hospitals and like take good care of them for a short period of time or however how much they are. And then they will ship them to prison on how bad they did.
I see.
Yeah, and then Al Sharpton, he was like, you better not mess this up, boy. And like he had that look. And yeah, and everybody, yeah.
Well, that was pretty good. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was a
great question.
that was
And my mom,
a grand day for.
Yes.
I
my
don't
mom
think
was
he.
talking about,
I don't
I'm never
think-
gonna wash my hands. Like what?
Yeah, she when she came over,
Yeah.
and it just felt so authentic.
Yeah.
And she grabbed my hands, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna wash my hands.
I knew she was lying
And
after the
she-
second day.
And she looked at me and she said, you know, you're raising an amazing young man. I'm like, oh my God. You know, it's like
Yes.
I had to keep myself from just buckling and And I said, coming from you, I really, really, truly appreciate that.
And also,
That's great.
That
is
was,
so-
I mean,
that's awesome.
I'm still like, ooh, I
in
feel
awe,
me.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
and also
yeah, I
I
can
met
imagine.
also I met another person, which you hope y'all know was his name was Common. Yes, the
Oh,
rapper
yes.
on Glory with John Legend. And bro, I can never forget that security guard though.
The security guard.
He was mad big.
Oh, big guy. That makes a good security guard. You have
Yeah,
to be
I
kinda
don't
big.
know how I got around him. Was it my cuteness and my chubby cheeks, or was this? I think it was more of this. And then when I got to Common, after everybody settled down of taking pictures, I said, "Yo, Common, I studied your rap by now," and he was like, "Let me hear you spit something." I spit it, and then he's like, "Oh man!" So when I get on stage, I'ma call you up and you gonna rap it. I was nervous at the first time, but then Common stopped me off, and then I started doing my thing.
That's pretty good. Tell me, what school do you go to? I see you have a
Yeah,
shirt there.
I'm representing Kip Infinity Elementary School. I'm in the 4th grade. Yeah, and I think Kip Infinity, I think it's a good school, not
Yes.
because I go there, but it is not the vibe, but it's how the teachers, some of the teachers carry themselves.
Yes.
So,
Is it like a charter school or not?
yes,
It is a
It is
charter
a charter
school,
school.
yeah.
Right. They have some pretty good charter schools.
Yeah, they do.
My great-granddaughter, she's in a charter school, and she's the same age as you. She's pretty smart, and she's like athletic.
okay.
And she took some acting classes.
I
but
could
she,
teach a lot of that.
You could? What do you play a sport? What do
I
you do?
play sport. I play football. Kickball, basketball.
Yeah.
Kickball.
Yeah, I love kickball. And I'm starting now to do baseball, and I've been doing karate for 6 years. I'm a black belt at it. So
Wow.
it's a long experience.
6 years, and you're only 9, so that means you started when you were 3.
Yes.
Wow. We'll start them young, right,
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
That's the deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you look like you have an up-and-coming superstar here, you know. What would you like to be later on in life, when you after school and all that? What kind of career would you like to have?
My sensei, he calls me Reverend Chris, or he calls me Minister, or Senpai Chris, or Pastor Chris.
Yeah.
But I would want to be an engineer because I think will be a good experience working with my hands, because I'm already good with my hands, and I have friends that can really build stuff. Like if I give them a blueprint and I look at it, like if I put it backwards, I'll be, just flip it over and we can build this amazing thing.
Wow.
But I will also want to be a technician so I can do cameras. I want to be 3 things in life.
All right.
I want to be a technician. I want to be someone like Al Sharpton with politics. And I want to be a minister, but more of technology and politics.
Okay, so when you said like these cameras and things like media, you want to be, like in the media business?
I wouldn't say media business. I would say something.
The videographer, a
Yeah.
photographer,
Yeah.
that sort of
Those
thing?
2 things.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I would want to shoot something like this.
Yeah.
Our children.
Yes. You got to talk to Mr. Gilchrist about that. He's the cameraman. But also here at M&N, they have courses for the youth. I don't know if you're old enough yet. I don't know. I don't know what age they start them. And it's all free.
Oh, that's
so you
excellent.
could learn how to do all of these things here.
That's great.
Yeah, they have another place for the youth that they go to on the east side. I think it's 103rd Street. It's called the Firehouse. It was an old firehouse that they made into a studio with
Oh, that's
all the
excellent.
technicians and
That's
everything
excellent.
on Lexington.
Because we have to show our youth that we're more than just celebrities singing, dancing, entertaining, and playing sports.
Right.
We are cerebral
Yes.
people as well, you know, filled with a lot of spirituality, not religion, spirituality, and we can do anything that we want to do.
Yeah. I see you have them around a lot. Where are the places? I mean, you mentioned earlier the PAL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were PAL participants for 5 years.
Okay.
That was his after-school program right here in Harlem, New York. Loved it. I mean, they gave us such a full array of activities, you know. He participated in a couple of the talent shows, and I think the kids there were awesome. You know, very busy, but awesome. The director at the time was Kobler Moats. You know, I give him a big shout out, big thumbs up for the job that he's done. I mean, because he had to deal with mine and 225 others. I'm like, ooh.
Wow.
That's like twice as much.
I also have him involved with New Breed Life Arts, which is the dojo, the martial arts gym.
Yes.
And he's been there like almost 6 years.
Is that where Victoria goes?
That's where we met
Okay.
Victoria Pinnell and Mary Pinnell.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Victoria Pinnell is just...
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's been on this show, and she's been on the Gilchrist Experience.
Yes, and we will
Yes.
have her, right, Christopher? We have her on the
Yeah.
show, too. I mean, I think she was probably Christopher's, like, one of Chris's first crushes.
Aw.
Yeah, that's his big sister.
Nice.
And I have to give kudos to her mom.
Yes,
you know,
Mary,
her mom
yes.
is a strong force, you know, to be reckoned with. And you have to be. Now that I see, you have to be.
You have to
You
be
know, because
strong
you take
to
so much in and you have to filter it out. And just remember who you are and stay true to yourself.
You know,
And so, and also I have Christopher involved with Street Corner Resources with Sister Aisha Saku.
Oh, Aisha, yes.
Yes, she has the Peace Cafe once a month, which is coming up on the 25th.
Okay.
So I help her out there. You know, I volunteer my services. Wherever the youth is involved, I try to volunteer my services.
Right.
Because I have a son and I'm a single mom, so I have to stay active somewhere. And, you know, and of course, you know, National Action Network, we stay involved with like whatever I can possibly do and help out there. I'm the youth advisor for the Youth Move Huddle.
Oh, nice.
They voted me back in.
Yeah.
And I try to be as fair and neutral and, you know, not always just come from experience, but just say, hey, this is just common sense and what's right from wrong.
Yes.
Also have them in a group called Warriors of a Dream. Warriors of a Dream is an intergenerational, multicultural religion, you know, group. We meet on Sundays at St. Philip's Church right here, again in Harlem.
Oh, I know St.
On
Philip's.
Sundays, we do drumming and dialogue. We get really in depth with the conversations, you know, because we have adult and children, and to get different responses from different backgrounds of people is awesome. And my week is not right until I'm sitting there and I'm drumming and then having the
especially
conversation.
that bass, Mom.
So nice. Your mom?
Yeah, she loves
Yeah?
that bass.
Yes,
All
I do. And what else? Let's see. Harlem Transformation Project with Brother Akil Rose. He introduced me to Students First New York. Now I became the president of Central Harlem.
I'm vice
You know.
president.
Whoa.
He wish.
How
I mean,
many
it's just
days in a week? This
when
is
you
all-
when you surround yourself with people who are about community.
Yeah.
You know, you get the riffraff, but you learn, like I said, you learn to filter all that out, and you just have to surround yourself with those who are really, really down for the cause to help the community and the youth. Because once you help the youth and the community, then, you know,
Then you're home free.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's great what you're doing. And I try to talk to my parents out there and tell them how to be all in your child's life, to lead them, to love them, to listen to them, and be a part of their lives. Because they're our future. Everybody knows that. There's no guessing. And because we have to pass the baton to them. And Chris, he's awesome. He's going to be really, really a great leader one day. He's a leader now, actually.
Yeah. You know, I made this kind of up, but I think it's true. I said the three branches are truth, and light is so wisdom, understanding, and what's the other one?
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Okay.
So the wisdom comes from here. Well, the knowledge comes from here.
It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding.
The understanding
Okay.
comes from here, and then the knowledge, all the knowledge is in here,
Okay, and your gut.
in your belly.
Gut
some
feelings. He's been talking about this milk all evening. Milk is good for you, though. Make no doubt about it. So where do you go from here? I mean, what do you, any other plans or ventures you're going to take?
I have a lot.
You
But
do?
the main one, I'm gonna start this off. So it's Julian, me, my son, my son's son, his son's son.
Oh.
So it's a generation. So it will be probably first Morehouse, second Morehouse, third Morehouse, fourth Morehouse. So I would want to go to Morehouse
Yeah.
after my brother Julian. And I think it'll be a great experience besides the hot girls and the knowledge they have. I would want to I
Oh,
want to see how I will call Julian
Check it
some
out.
other time and see how it is.
Yeah.
And if it's nice, I'll go there. Not if it's nice, if it has good qualities in learning and education.
Well, I hear it's a very good school.
Yeah.
It's a very good school. I have a nephew who went there and graduated from there. It's a good school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my mom tells me if you want to go there, you're going to have to get at least an 80 and up, a 90 and up in order. You have to have
So
good
you have
grades.
to start with the fours in elementary school
Yeah.
and then elevate
Work your
from
way.
there.
Yeah. I had to stay at a 4 or go up.
Yeah.
Have at least 1 3 a year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Guess
not
you're
the
allowed.
last 1 3 a year.
That keeps you human, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody's perfect.
Right.
That's what I tell
Exactly.
them. Like, nobody's
Can't pass
perfect.
That's
that.
right.
I said, Mama doesn't have great days every day. Trust me. I mean, I smile. You know, I try to keep it light. You know, and like I said, I'm not a religious person, but I do believe in spirituality. And you know, you just deal with people who who you're dealing with.
Yes.
You
They're
know,
touched.
Yes.
who you're dealing with, and like I
Minister
said, just stay
Chris.
true to who you are.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you just got to remember they're human beings. You know, just like you
Themselves.
are, and we all go through all kinds of stuff.
That's the truth.
You know?
I mean, everybody's got some sort of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have yours, little Chris has his, and I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we have to understand where they're coming from. You know, don't just judge people. As my granddaughter, who's 32 years old, you know, sometimes I just say things out of my mouth that I want to. If I see it, I say it. She says, Grandma, you just don't have any filter, you know. So I would tell
I
her
can name you 2 right now.
I'm old enough to talk and say what I want to say now, and without being rude,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So this has been fun. I enjoyed it. It's comfortable talking to Chris and Catherine.
Thank you.
My 2 best friends now. Got 2 new best friends. And knowing that, Chris, you will be back
Yep. Actually.
possibly next week, right?
And
To do your own show.
and on that note, I would like to give a story. So one night,
Okay, because we only have about 3 minutes.
okay,
Okay.
I'll make it quick. So one night, my mom, I don't know why she was crying, what she was crying about, why she was crying,
Yeah.
because something, her emotions erupted her, aliens. And and I forgot what I said before this, but I said, Mom, we're good because we have a roof over our head.
Amen.
We have a roof over our head. I walked to the lights. I said, Mom, you see this? Started flicking off the lights. I said, as long as we can do this as much as time we want, we good. I took the keys off the couch, went back out, unlocked the door. As long as we can do that, we're
Have a
safe.
place.
We have a place. And my mom, she started crying even more. She was like,
Yes, I would
"Boo."
cry too.
Like, you need some milk. Yeah.
I would cry too. Well, on that note, Chris, not only are you a good host, and you have a lot of knowledge and what is it?
Wisdom,
and understanding. You should do well in life, and I appreciate to having you both on here.
Thank you.
And I enjoyed this. And remember, our children are blessings from God. And also, I would like you folks out there to check out the Boys and Girls Club of Harlem. I'm on the board, and they have a good program for the youth, and they're doing wonderful things. We're opening up a new site, which is the building on 145th Street. It used to be the school, PS 186. We've renovated it and gutted it out, and we'll be opening up this summer, sometime in June. We're always
My birthday.
open. Your birthday's in
Yep.
June? We're always open for donations, because that's how these programs are run, through donations.
Yes, they are.
So open your heart, come by and see us and see what's going on up there.
Become a reading partner.
Yes, you
Yeah.
could volunteer. You could do some volunteer work and help develop Harlem, because our children
Yes.
need a place to be. Chris is very fortunate. He has several places. You know, I'm just calling on one other place, would be the Harlem Boys and Girls Club. So with that note, thank you, and please watch us again next week, and possibly Chris will be our host. I'm almost positive he will be. And thank you again.
People of
Thank you.
Harlem, you need some milk. Never forget that.
That's it.
He's an American actor and filmmaker. He's received 2 Golden Globe Awards, a Tony Award, and 2 Academy Awards. In 2015, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 73rd Golden Globes. He's Denzel Washington, and here are his top 10 rules for success.
Dreams without goals are just dreams.
I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me.
Something you don't feel good about, then don't do it.
How many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse.
I got there just by working hard.
To make sure you have something to fall back on.
There is no one discipline. There is no one gospel.
Well, I will hand you the cup, my dear. The cup will be there to be handed to you.
I wanted to say thank you. It was my way of saying thank you.